Super Mario RPG taught me that the obvious solution to defeat a military invasion is to form the Team of Avengers and commit war crimes. In today's review, we count every enemy we kill on my first ever playthrough of this beloved classic. When Bowser's kidnapping of Princess Peach goes wrong and his domain is invaded by a giant sword representing the Smithy Gang, Mario, Peach, and the Big Bad Turtle team up to not only get Bowser's valuable real estate back under his control, but to save the entire kingdom from the threat of literal weapon-based destruction. To counter this threat to freedom, Mario and his kill squad will deploy hammers, shells, lightning, lasers, and what I can only assume is chemical-based gas? That has to be against the Geneva Convention. Menu-based combat is the name of the game, with characters selecting actions like normal or special attacks, using an item, or defending, but timing plays a pivotal role too. If you press A right before you land an attack, you increase your damage, hit multiple enemies, or continue to chain attacks, among other things. Conversely, when you're attacked, if you press A right before you're hit, you can minimize or completely negate the damage. This means that even though you're often mashing through menus in the same combat loop, you're always incentivized to stay engaged. As you perfectly time your inputs, you gradually fill a super meter that, when activated, unleashes a powerful effect, depending on your party composition. Tangential to combat, there are other RPG systems like choosing to level one of 3 stats, and equipping stronger weapons and armor. Early on, our party consists only of Mario, but pretty quickly we pick up Mallow, the cloud who thinks he's a tadpole. His lightning-based attacks are very useful, but as is the theme with this game, I find myself asking, is this a war crime? After defeating, but importantly not killing, a dinosaur and navigating a sewer, we make our way to Rose Town, which is in crisis. Arrows rain down from the sky, oblivious to whether they strike soldiers or civilians. What is it with this game and war crimes? Anyways, we then meet the fan favorite Geno, and I had to ask myself, why does everyone love this character? For years, at every Smash Bros. Character reveal, there were droves of fans begging for him to make the roster. But after finishing the game, I just don't get it. Is my poor opinion of Geno a war crime? No, it's not, but if you disagree, please comment and let me know why I'm wrong. After a cheeky cutscene with Bowser agreeing to let us join his squad, we fight our way up a tower, return to Peach's castle, fight a giant sentient cake, and experience Peach masterfully swerving a kiss before she also joins our party. I've kind of been ignoring the major driving force of the story, but we've been tasked with collecting 7 stars because Mario, for whatever reason, can't escape that fate, even though he's supposed to be a plumber. After vanquishing and befriending pirates and navigating a temple, we are well on our way to accomplishing our goal. We then pass through Monstro Town, a haven for Bowser's outcast minions, which if you think about it, is a town comprised of former terrorists whose greatest exploit is probably war crimes. I'm skipping a lot here, but we help the residents of Nimbus Castle before moving on to perhaps the most unique area from a gameplay perspective, the volcano. 6 doors are available to us, 2 of which lead to knowledge tests, 2 to combat-focused areas, and 2 to platforming challenges. You can complete any 4 doors to progress, and in a highly linear game, it was refreshing to have even this minor choice. The last section of the game involves navigating a few simple areas and fighting a ton of mini-bosses and bosses. This is the point of the game where I was really over the combat system, but I'll unpack that more later. We finally reach the main antagonist, Smithy, whose main gimmick is swapping out his head, causing his strengths and weaknesses to change along with it. I know I just complained about the combat, but I found this fight to be much more interesting, and it was good to finish on a high note. With the evil vanquished, the kingdom saved, and Bowser having worked with his old rivals to accomplish it, I'm sure he'll never kidnap Peach or cause Mario trouble in the future, right? This is by far the longest game I've played to date, clocking in around 21 hours, but does that mean it has the largest kill count? As a quick reminder, our top killers thus far are Aragorn from Aragorn's Quest on Wii, the main character of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Michael Ford from the original Conduit, and James Bond from GoldenEye 007 on N64, all of whom have over 1,000 kills each. Conveniently, the game keeps track of kills for us, but as is often the case, you can't believe everything you read. For example, I fought and defeated this dinosaur multiple times but never killed it. Also, the game separately tracks the tentacles of this squid as a separate enemy. Perhaps I'm just a tentacle hater, but I don't think this should count as its own entry. Using this logic, I went back and removed any other examples that I thought didn't qualify as kills, but of course with the caveat, I probably goofed up on a few. After making these corrections, where does that put the final kill tally? In total, as this misfit kill squad of Mario, Mallow, Bowser, Peach, and Geno, we killed 778 enemies. This puts the squad in 9th place, just below Kirby from Kirby's Adventure, and just ahead of Link from Link's crossbow training. Super Mario RPG is the perfect example of a charming game, but that doesn't mean I love it. The story is pretty meh, but the characters themselves and their dialogue is great. These might be my favorite iterations of Peach, Bowser, and Toad, and many of the original characters are fantastic too. On top of this, it's genuinely funny and made me laugh multiple times throughout my adventure. However, I have several criticisms of the game. My biggest complaint is the combat. The menu-based system gets very stale very quickly, and while I appreciate the real-time aspects, it wasn't engaging. I know it's not that different, but I vastly prefer tactical strategy games like Fire Emblem, which feel like a board game come to life. My second biggest complaint are the puzzles. I'm not a fan of being presented with multiple doors or pipes and randomly choosing one, in hopes that it will lead you to the exit and not in circles. I don't feel they respect my time as a player and are really frustrating. On their own this wouldn't be too bad, but often this guess and check approach leads to more combat, which as I already stated, didn't vibe with me. I personally won't ever play this game again, but I'd recommend checking out some more gameplay focused videos to see if it might interest you. I appreciate you watching, consider subscribing if you're new to the channel, and here's another video you may enjoy.